Have you ever felt like your favorite app just gets you? Like it knows exactly what you want to watch or listen to next? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain and learning the exact language they use to make that happen. Let's jump right in.
I mean, really think about it. That perfect playlist your music app just dropped, or that new show that popped up on your feed that you actually ended up loving. That's not some kind of magic. It's all about asking data the right questions, and just as importantly, in the right way.
And that language? It's called SQL. Now, at its core, SQL has these six, let's call them foundational clauses. We call them the big six. Think of them as the basic grammar, the building blocks for asking just about any question you can dream up. And yeah, by the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly how to use them.
All right, so where do we begin? Every single question you ask, whether it's to a person or a computer, boils down to two fundamental things: what you want to know and where you need to look to find the answer. SQL is built on that exact same simple logic. First up is select. This is your what. It's you pointing at a giant spreadsheet and telling the database, hey, see all these columns? I don't want all of them. I just want to see the data from this column and this one. It's that specific.
And boom, just like that, we've laid the first brick of our query. We're literally telling the database, show me the customer underscore name and the purchase underscore date. That's it. Pretty straightforward, right?
Okay, so knowing what we want is great, but it's only half the battle. We have to tell the database where to find it. I mean, it's not a mind reader. That's where the from clause comes in. If select is pointing at the columns, from is pointing at the right file cabinet or the right spreadsheet tab in a giant workbook. You have to tell it which table to open. And there we go. We've put the two most crucial pieces of the puzzle together. We've officially built our first real working query. We're asking to select specific columns from a specific table. This is the absolute foundation of everything.
But what if we don't want all the names and dates from that table? What if we only want some of them? This is where things get really interesting. We're talking about filters. This is how we take a general question and make it razor sharp.
Our primary tool, our first line of defense for filtering, is the where clause. Now, the most important thing to get about where is that it works on the raw data. It's the bouncer at the front door. It looks at every single row, one by one, before anything else happens, and decides if it gets to come inside based on our rules.
Okay, let's plug it into our query. See that? Now we're not just asking for a list of sales, we're being picky. We're saying, only show me the sales where the purchase amount was over $100. With that one extra line, our question just got way, way smarter. So where is our big initial filter? It's super powerful. But what if we need to filter on something that doesn't exist yet? Like, what if we want to filter on a summary or a calculation? Well, that's a job for our second kind of filter, called having. Let's break down the difference, because this is a big one. Having is a specialist. It has one very specific job. It never looks at the raw individual rows of data. It only works after the data has been squished together into summary groups. I love this analogy. Where is like going to the grocery store and picking out only the ingredients that meet your criteria, say only organic vegetables. Having is like after you've cooked a bunch of different meals and you decide you only want to serve the ones that have more than 500 calories. One filters the raw ingredients, the other filters the finished product.
All right, so we've told the database what we want, where to find it, and even how to filter it. We're getting closer, but a lot of the time the results can still be a bit of a chaotic mess. That's where our last two clauses come into play. These are the organizers. They take that mess and turn it into something clean and easy to understand. And this is a big one, group by. This clause is an absolute game changer. It's the one that lets you zoom out and see the bigger picture. Instead of looking at 1,000 different sales records, group by lets you bundle them up. It lets you ask questions like, what are the total sales for each customer? Or what's the average sale in each region? It creates those summary buckets for us.
And last but not least, the cherry on top, order by. This one does exactly what it sounds like. It's the final step to make your results readable. You can sort things alphabetically, from newest to oldest, or from highest to lowest. It's just simple, clean organization that makes your final answer easy to digest. And here it is, the whole shebang. All 6 of our clauses working in perfect harmony. We select our columns from our table, we apply our initial where filter, we group by to create summaries, we use having to filter those summaries, and finally, we order the whole thing so it looks nice. Look at that. It's a complete, powerful, and super specific question, and you now know how every single piece works.
Okay, so you've got the tools. You're probably itching to start writing your own queries. But hold on. Before you dive in, there are a couple of golden rules. These are non-negotiables, and they're what will make sure the database always understands exactly what you're asking.
Remember this number, 6. That's it. These 6 clauses, the big 6, are the foundation for, I'm not kidding, probably 99% of the questions you will ever need to ask a database. You get these down, and you can talk to data. Now, how in the world are you supposed to remember the exact order they go in? Don't worry, we've got a little trick for that. Just remember this sentence. Start Fridays with Grandma's homemade oatmeal. Kind of silly, I know, but it works. That gives you select, from, where, group by, having, and order by. Every time.
And that mnemonic is so important because of our first golden rule. That order, it's not a suggestion. It's a law. You have to write the clauses in that specific sequence, or the database will just get confused and give you an error. And the second rule? While technically the only thing you absolutely need is select, any useful query you ever write is going to have at least select and from. They're the inseparable pair, the absolute core of asking a question.
So there you have it, the big 6, the fundamental grammar for talking to data. You now hold the keys to unlock answers from massive data sets. You have the power. So the only real question left is, what are you going to ask first?